It's estimated that about $210 billion a year. $210 billion a year is spent on unnecessary or needlessly expensive health care. This next story is a perfect example of just that. A mother took her 5-year-old daughter in for an outpatient procedure to correct a condition that is commonly known as tongue-tied. The surgeon offered an unexpected perk. Hey, I can give you pierced ears. The mother agreed, all went well. The surgery went well as the ear piercing. Then the bill came. It was $1,877.86 for the piercing of the ears alone. So this is a classic example of be very careful when you are in the healthcare system of saying, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Why
Throw
not?
it in there.
And apparently the hospital said pay up or they would send the bill to collections.
But then I think they backed off because they realized
that is a public relations nightmare.
This is so egregious. So I see this doctor. He says, okay, I'm going to fix your tongue tie, your ankyloglossia with a frenulectomy. And while I'm there, if you're interested, we can pierce, she was 5 years old, pierce her ear. So where these expenses came in was the use of the operating room. It was the operating room, and she may have been under anesthesia. So the hospital was billing for that time. The doctor made a huge mistake not pointing that out, that, hey, maybe the tongue part.
It takes 1 minute to pierce an ear.
Right.
Maybe at most. I don't buy any of that. This is classic healthcare in America, putting profits ahead of patients. I am willing to bet you that this was something that came up in a meeting and the hospital figured out, and again, I'm guessing here, but, well, you know what? If we start offering these...
Oh, come on, I don't believe that. That they would
You don't think so?
To give a doctor incentive to start piercing ears?
I've seen worse in our healthcare system.
Yeah, I mean, what did you see as an ER physician? I mean, did you see sometimes that people would just be dragged into additional services that they perhaps didn't even want? I mean, is this something that's common?
Not so much in an emergency, because you have to, in an emergency department, you really are, you're trying to provide life-saving services. And so while certainly our healthcare system does, I would say, always go above and beyond, I mean, no stone unturned, I think some of these, look, you're a surgeon, Drew, but most of your surgery is outpatient, and when you pierce an ear, it's usually part of another surgery involving the ear.
Exactly. Didn't like their earlobe, so I fixed the earlobe, have them come back 6 weeks later, re-pierce it.
But I can say this, having my own personal experience in the healthcare system over the past year, having had surgery myself, if I as a physician cannot understand these bills, and they keep coming, and they're for outrageous amounts of money, and they keep coming, and here and there, more and more and more and more. I got to tell you, I don't know how a layperson survives our healthcare system, and this is, to me, just another example where again, my own healthcare experience, I'm getting bills, I'm like, what the heck is this for?
Right.
Wait, and then the next day, what? Where did this come from? It makes sense to me that this happened because it's so easy for hospitals to upcharge. It's like no big deal. You know what? Instead of charging them $85,000, let's just charge $90,000. There's zero transparency.
With something as easy as an ear piercing, they maybe said, oh, we needed a surgical tray, and we needed this, and we needed a new setup.
But then but if that were the case, Drew, and maybe the surgeon was naive. Maybe the surgeon was naive to this charge, but my issue right now in our country is this. It's that there is zero transparency in pricing. And depending upon your insurance plan or whether or not you have insurance, your bill is completely different than this person's, and no one understands it. Physicians don't understand it. And yet, you have CEOs of hospitals and CEOs of hospital corporations making tens of millions of dollars a year. And then this woman's got a bill for $1,877. Like, to me, you guys, we have to reclaim the healthcare system so that stuff like this doesn't happen anymore. This can't happen.
And in the meantime, what can people do to become more informed? I mean, I feel like sometimes people are shy to ask these questions, right? They don't want to say, well, how much is it? It feels different to do that in a doctor's office versus at a used car lot. So do we just need to say, hey, let's take back that initiative. Let's start asking more questions.
In a case like this, is it going to cost me more money? Is the hospital going to charge me more for the time in the operating room? Those are all questions you should be asking.